I do have a contract back here. If you could just sign on the dotted line, Emma Myers, that's your name, FYI, for a Twilight Wednesday spinoff.
Oh my God, I would do it.
Starring Enid and Jacob Black.
Oh my God.
Can we come together and join forces?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me get the contract. Okay, great.
Oh.
Hello, little lemon drops. Go. Take it over.
Welcome back to the squeeze.
We are just a laughing, happy, married couple over here.
Look at us, as joyous as can be.
Floating on clouds.
Not a problem in the world. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We're back down to earth now. So I was thinking recently that, we've been so busy and definitely have kind of like slacked off of going to therapy.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a bit because we've been a little busy, and it's crazy because I definitely feel the effects of not going.
Okay.
I haven't. I didn't really think I would feel the effects of not going, or didn't know there was effects to feel.
Well, I mean, that would make sense.
It would. I honestly just feel like that kind of further proves our, belief of therapy and that it actually works.
For sure. But I'd love to hear you expand a little. How are you? Let's dive into this.
My thoughts are like, my ducks are more in a row in my mind when I go.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah. I don't like not being organized.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that definitely helps like settle my mind, because my mind definitely talks a lot.
Yeah.
Like if I'm sitting silent, there's like 50 things firing in
you
my
have
brain.
A very active mind.
So it definitely helps kind of like quiet my brain, or I'm just reminded of like the tools that I need to use in everyday life.
Yeah. In a few weeks, when we are back home and settled, let's definitely get back into that routine.
Yeah.
I think that would be wise and helpful.
Yeah. I am curious, those of you listening, watching, if you go to therapy, if you do, if you like it, if you don't, if you've been interested in it, I'd just love to like kind of hear your thoughts on that, because it's something that I'm interested in.
Yeah. What has helped?
Yeah.
What you enjoy?
Yeah. Or like tips that your therapist
any
have told you. We love
tips or tools. Yeah.
We love those. Those are fun. I love
For
a little nugget tool.
Yeah. Please share.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we dive into this?
Yeah, I know
I am excited.
Yeah.
So we recently, I mean, I guess it's been, a month or two ago at this point. But we went to Comic-Con Liverpool. And it was so much fun. Liverpool was awesome. We got to meet so many fans and awesome people there. And just honestly, we had the best time.
Yeah, everyone was like so kind. The fans were so fun. You guys were all so sweet.
Very sweet people.
Yeah, we just like had the best time.
Yeah, I don't know how they attracted such a sweet group of humans.
Yeah.
But anyways, we also met at that Comic-Con a young actress who is in a show that I've recently started watching and I'm loving. And 99.9% of the population apparently has watched.
Because it is the second most watched show on Netflix ever.
And that would be Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday. And today on the show, we have Emma Myers,
Woo.
who plays
Enid.
I always say it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I put some like flair on it because I think I'm fancy. It's just Enid.
Yes.
Emma plays Enid, Wednesday's roommate.
Yeah.
And she is so good in the show. It's just funny because in real life, she's very different than Enid. I definitely like there were things that Enid did that like were Emma-isms.
Yeah.
But for the most part, Emma is she's an introvert.
Yeah.
She's an introvert. She's quiet. She is the sweetest angel you'll ever meet. And Enid is just this massive personality.
Yeah.
So it's so cool to watch the show. It was cool for me to meet Emma, become friends with her, know Emma, and then go and watch the show and see her as Enid.
For sure.
It's like, wow. Dang, girl.
I had the opposite of that because I watched the show.
Yeah.
And then met her.
Yeah.
So we kind of got like the best of both worlds with that. But yeah, she's like the kindest soul. She's so sweet. We just adore her. And she's so talented. We are so excited for her and her future.
Yeah, it is. This is just the beginning for her.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be happier because it's awesome when awesome things happen to awesome people.
Heck yeah.
And Emma is definitely that. So we feel really lucky to have her on the show. She just so happened to come out quickly. And we got her to come over and snuck her in. And it was a great chat. And we're just so thankful to have her. And I know you guys are going to enjoy listening.
Yeah, fun episode. We dove into a lot of topics, Wednesday, her upbringing, and just kind of like how she's settling into fame.
Because
she's going through it right now.
Yeah.
She's in the whirlwind in the best way,
yeah.
but she's definitely going through it. So I love just hearing, her boundaries that she has set to keep her mental health in check and to just kind of like keep going in a healthy place, which is awesome that she's able to do that at 21 years old.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she recently had her 21st birthday.
We were with her.
Yeah, she had her 21st birthday during Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Which was so sweet.
And we were very lucky to be able to sit next to her. Like the booth, Taylor's booth was right next to her booth. Yeah. And I like sat in between the two booths. And Emma had just the cutest little fans going up to her, dressed up as her or as Wednesday. And I was just living life watching all these cute little fans coming up.
Oh, I know. And she handles them so well.
Yeah. She's so sweet with them.
She's going to be great. So let's dive in and listen to this chat. Ladies and gentlemen, little lemon drops. We have somebody with us today that at this point we've already described to you who is here, but we recently met Miss Emma Myers, and hit it off instantly. She is incredible, and we feel truly so lucky and so blessed today to have her with us. So, Emma, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the squeeze.
So we start each episode with this beautiful jar, a little segment called Citrus Got Real. If you would like to pull, there's pieces of paper in there. If you would like to pull a question out, they're very deep, serious, hard-hitting questions.
Babe, don't be mean. Emma, they're not. They're fun.
All right, let's see. My reading out loud skills. Okay. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That might be the best one we pulled.
That's a fun question.
Oh my God. I probably would have punched somebody. Like, I don't know, probably got into a fight with somebody over road rage. I'm a very loud driver. I yell a lot when I'm driving.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like road rage. I just like have a lot to say.
You're a passionate driver. Yeah.
So
I have a lot to say.
Yeah. I probably would have just caused an argument over a parking spot or something, and then.
Have you gotten in arguments on the road?
Well, I drive away before it gets too serious.
You haven't got to the punching part?
Yeah, not yet. Okay. But that's probably what I've been arrested for.
Stop.
Oh my gosh. That's the best answer. I don't know if I'm going to top that.
I can only imagine Emma getting into like an argument on the road with somebody and they do want to get out of like the car and it's like some massive grown man and Emma steps out.
I drive away.
Oh my gosh. Mine may be something similar, as in like getting like protective of you or something, like with like someone being like annoying towards you.
Yeah, you do get overly protective. It's very
You're
sweet.
welcome. That's why,
I know.
that's why we don't have to hire security.
My wife is my security. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. That's a tough question.
Yours would be doing something like,
Oh, yes.
oh,
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say doing something illegal that you didn't know was illegal. Or like doing like jumping a fence into like a restricted area because you thought it looked fun, but you're just aloof sometimes.
That's what I was. Oh, okay, rude.
No, that's a good trait about you.
Being aloof.
You just live life in bliss sometimes.
Just don't think about the
implications of your actions.
Yeah. I was gonna say like jumping on, over, or flipping, climbing something that I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah, scaling like
parkour.
The Statue of Liberty.
We're gonna get into your parkour later.
Oh no.
Yeah, start stretching. We're gonna have you demonstrate.
Oh my gosh. A squeeze exclusive. That's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Good question. I want to go back to the beginning, because I'm actually curious, and I can relate to, I feel like I can relate to a lot of probably what you're going through. When did you start acting? And then part B is, because I know I went through, because I started when I was 8, and I went through waves of, booking things, then going through dry spells and facing that rejection, facing those no's. And truth is, I mean, I did a couple projects when I was young that were, successful. But then after those, I went through a dry spell for 3-4 years where I couldn't book a single thing. And then finally this thing called Twilight came up, and I was months before I got Twilight, I was about ready to hang it up and say, I can't do this anymore. So when did you start, and how did that rejection no phase, affect you?
I started when I was pretty young. Did a lot of theater and commercial work because I grew up in Orlando, and Orlando's like a big commercial market.
Oh yeah.
And I did a little bit of film and TV, but nobody hires out of Orlando for the most part. And so it was kind of like what you were saying, booking one thing, going months again without having another audition. And then it would be, another couple auditions, nothing. So it was when I hit 12 is when I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm taking a break, and I don't know that I want to return to it.
Yeah. So
I put all my energy into dance, and I was a dancer for a while. And then when I hit 16, I moved to Atlanta, and I figured, well, people do hire out of Atlanta. Might as well try it again because it's still a huge passion of mine. But yeah, as a kid, unless I was doing some like local commercial or print work or anything, I didn't see it being a job because it wasn't enough to, keep going.
Yeah. So you just didn't have that expectation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What was we've kind of talked about it, but what was the audition process like for Wednesday? Because I remember you telling us it was a lot.
It was a lot. Yeah. I auditioned originally in February of 2021. Went 2 months without hearing anything.
Wow.
I didn't get it.
That's the worst.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Waiting by the phone.
Why did they do that?
Yeah. Then I got a call from my manager saying, "Oh, you're actually in the running. They're just trying to secure Wednesday first. You're just gonna have to wait it out."
Yeah.
So I did a callback over Zoom at some point in April, I want to say.
Okay.
And then went another 2 months without hearing anything. And then I did a chemistry read with Jenna.
Okay.
Thought I bombed it.
You did?
Yep.
Wow.
The thing I didn't realize about how Jenna plays Wednesday in our call was that she takes her time with her words, very slow, and very articulate, and I had cut off one of her lines
Oh, stop.
thinking she maybe just forgot the second half of her line or was just done. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to let the awkward silence continue. So I jumped on it. But at the time, she went to go say her line at the same time. And there was a little bit of a fumble there. And I got off the call and was like, nope, not happening.
Aww.
I missed it. And then a week later, I booked it. But yeah, it was a 4-month process.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty long.
Do you know how many people were in the chemistry read? Like, what was it down to at that point?
I think 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they had 3 for each of us when we got down to the chemistry reads.
Okay.
So, yeah.
This episode of The Squeeze is brought to you by BetterHelp. We have talked about BetterHelp a lot.
You sure have.
On this show. Just because we both believe that therapy is so important. You've seen the effects of it in some of the guests in our episodes. You've seen the effects on us. And I've recently kind of been talking about how I feel because we've just been so busy out of town, all over, popping everywhere. I haven't been consistent with therapy and I feel it. And I'm like itching to go back.
It is. It's a time commitment. It's a financial commitment. It's a commitment, but it's an important one. But yeah, it has been tough recently with travel. And I know a lot of people deal with that, finding the time, finding the budget for it. And that's why we love BetterHelp so much.
Yeah. If you're thinking about giving therapy a try, go ahead and check out BetterHelp. It's entirely online, which is great because it's designed to be convenient, flexible, fit your schedule. If you need therapy during your lunch break, driving home from work, whatever it is, it's designed to fit your needs. So go ahead and visit betterhelp.com/thesqueeze today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thesqueeze. I was going to ask how, because I don't do this thing that you guys do. Did you know you wanted to audition for Enid, or was it your team that brought it to you? Did someone did you read the script and you were like, I liked this character? Or
what's funny is I auditioned for Wednesday at first.
Oh, wow.
Thought this is not going to go well. I can't pull it off. Didn't pull it off, but they came back and they were like, oh, but you might be good for Enid.
Oh.
Let's give it a shot. So my team got sent the Enid breakdown. And then from that point on, I was like, okay, this feels much better.
That's funny.
Went with Enid from there, and that's how.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
how cool.
Okay, so the producers saw you audition for Wednesday.
Unfortunately, my showrunners have brought up my audition to me before.
Stop.
It's like, no, don't talk about it.
Have you watched it back?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
I'm too embarrassed.
That's funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you feel like you and Enid are more similar than different, or where do you think you compare and contrast with her?
I think we're pretty different. What's funny is that people who don't know me, when we were at Comic-Con, I had a lot of people come up to me being like, you say you're not like Enid, but you are Enid. But I think that's just, my outward personality when I'm trying to, socialize with people. But I think we're pretty different. I am not much of a extrovert. Don't really wear a lot of colors. And I think she's more personable and more she can communicate better with others than I can. But because we're not so alike, I quite like playing her because it's fun to be a bit different.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool.
We, like millions of others, watched your Fallon clip, which, by the way, was that the first talk show that you did? Are you serious?
First time.
That's wild.
That's a big one to start with.
It's a big one to start one.
Yeah.
It was. I screamed when they called me about it.
Oh, were you so nervous?
So nervous.
Yeah, I would have
so
been
nervous.
vomiting.
I was shaking. I was wearing these heels, these heel boots, and I was like, I'm gonna trip on the stage on my way up. Thank God I didn't.
I know. You think about every possible thing that could go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Leno was my first ever, and I was terrified, but he was so sweet. And Jimmy is literally the best, as you know.
So lovely.
Yeah. He is honestly the best person to start with.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyway, sorry, getting carried away. In the Fallon interview, you talked about this werewolf training thing. And I found it very interesting because I, too, happened to play a werewolf. And I got to be honest, I was not given any sort of training.
Really?
No. So I was very intrigued by this. And it sounded like not basic. Like you really did some stuff.
I did some stuff.
And we found some clips of it as well. So the clips, that's your dance background, right? Because
Yeah,
you were
that's
just
mostly
throwing aerials.
Yeah, that's dance. I did a little bit of gymnastics and some figure skating, but for the most part, it's dance background.
Because she's showing me a clip. She's like, oh, in her werewolf training, she learned how to do a kip up and an aerial. And I was like, babe, there's no way. I don't even care if she was training for like a month or two. She didn't just learn how to do from the werewolf trainer an aerial and a kip up.
Yeah, that's been years of
That's so funny.
And her
competitive
walkovers
dance.
too.
Yeah.
Was that hard to do with flex feet? As a dancer,
Yes.
I have to ask.
Oh,
'Cause
it made me cringe really badly. I would do it and they'd be like, you look too graceful. Can you make it uglier? And I'd try and it would just like hurt me inside.
That's so funny. Yeah, I didn't get that. So that sounds really fun. And
You should have gotten it. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't get to do any of my werewolf stuff, even though I trained for it.
Really?
Really.
Why?
Well, COVID, partly. They didn't want us mixing with the stunt crew.
Uh-huh.
And we were like a month behind schedule, and it just
Oh.
got to the point where it's like, it's easier to let the stunt guy just do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Next season, though.
Next season.
Did no part of you go, you know what? I'm going to be playing a werewolf. Maybe I should call up somebody else that has played a werewolf and get some advice, or you're more of like a Teen Wolf Tyler Posey type?
No. I was
Okay.
Twilight all the way. What's funny is that my cousin is obsessed with Twilight,
Okay.
and she had been calling me the local Jacob for
Stop.
quite a while after I had booked Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
And when I sent her a picture of us together, and she
Yeah.
sent me a voice memo being like, "What the heck?
No.
Oh my gosh.
What's wrong with you?"
Okay, we have to FaceTime her
I
after
know.
this.
We will. We
Okay,
will.
okay.
Yeah, she'll
Oh
be
my gosh,
stoked.
Let's do it.
How cute is that? I love that.
We'll drop it after this. I've been asked this question a trillion times, and I'm sure you have already, and you are going to continue to be. But I'm still going to ask you anyways. When you booked the job or when you were auditioning for it, did you know what level of, were people telling you this is going to be massive when you were filming? Even what were you thinking it was going to be, and did it blow your it's the number 2 most watched show on Netflix ever?
Yeah.
So what did you think?
I mean, I thought it was gonna be a hit.
Successful?
Yeah, successful because it's Tim Burton. It's the
Yeah.
Addams Family.
Yeah.
He has a lot of fans. Addams Family has a lot of fans. It would have gained some traction. I didn't think it was going to get that much attention.
Yeah.
My showrunners were shocked. The cast was shocked. But I didn't even really realize it had broken records because when the show came out, I was filming a film
Okay.
and hadn't been checking social media. I hadn't been looking at anything. And when I got home for Christmas after it came out, my family was like, "Do you realize how big this show is?"
Yeah. That's
Completely
funny.
blew my mind. We had no idea it was going to be that big.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. So I mean, yeah, I guess before it aired or around the time of the show airing, you had like 1 million followers, and now you're at like almost 12 million followers.
Before the show came out, I think before even the trailer, the first teaser came out, I probably had like 900
Shut
followers.
up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
This proves my point even more.
Yeah.
From 900 to almost 12 million followers.
Crazy.
What has that like adjustment been for you? Because obviously, like this whole new level of fame and attention, it was probably just like freaking thrown at you. What has that been like?
It was hard getting used to at first. Now I'm a bit more used to it because I've found ways to kind of like deal with it and make it not so intense. But at first, I still had my Instagram notifications on.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And my DMs were open and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So all at once, like after it dropped the first day, I had like an influx of people coming to my social media and messaging and liking and commenting and all that sort of stuff. And it got really overwhelming, and I thought I'd be able to handle it, but I couldn't. So I've like turned off my tagged photos. My DMs are all restricted and stuff like that, just because it makes it easier for me to handle it.
Yeah.
What's weird is that when I was younger, I was a big fan of things. Loved looking at people's tagged photos, loved, liking and commenting and all that. But now that it's happening to me, I can understand why people are weirded out by it. Yeah, it was a lot, but it's better now.
Are there any other boundaries besides like social media that you've kind of like had to put in place to be like, okay, I need to not really look at this, or I should stay away from that? What else is there?
My sisters find it funny to look at my name on Twitter and stuff, and I've recently just had to tell them, please just don't. They send me stuff, and it's all fun and games and all that. We have giggles, but it just gets overwhelming sometimes, and I don't. Even if it's like nothing harmless, it's just pictures of me, on set, or recent styling photos of me. It's a lot to have so many people talking about you, and you not like even knowing that they're talking about you.
Yeah.
Because I don't have Twitter, I don't have TikTok, I don't have Facebook or whatever. So knowing that there's whole other social media platforms that people can say whatever they want and I can't even see it is a little bit crazy.
Yeah. When I know for me, I hate the term like overnight success. Like so many people don't know you and don't know like the amount of work and time that's gone into stuff. It's like, I think for you and me both, like we both started so young and like doing all these different things. There's 95% of the world just didn't know about it. And then you get like the one big job that, throws it over the top and people are like, oh, overnight success. But for me, when the fame, like that level of it hit, I think, there's no handbooks on, how to correctly go about that. And at least for me, like when Twilight came out and stuff, social media wasn't really a thing. Or I just wasn't privy to it. But I don't think it was a big thing.
Not like it is now.
Yeah.
Clearly. But I think where I don't want to say like messed up, but just something I didn't go about the right way is I found myself putting my own value in things that I shouldn't be, which, when all of a sudden you're walking down the street, you're going into a store and you're being recognized, this, that, and the other, you're having paparazzi follow you all the time. And, when you go to a premiere or not even a premiere, just anywhere, and you have fans screaming your name, and it's just like, it all hits so quickly and so powerfully. I didn't notice that I was putting value in that. But when you would go through a quiet time and it wouldn't be there and, you would stop being recognized as much. The paparazzi didn't care as much about you. I started to get sad and I was definitely not valuing the right things in life. I know this is, the fame part of it has been like, 6 months-ish?
Yeah, since November.
Okay. Has anybody given you any sort of guidance or tips on that? And how have you been able to prioritize, how you value yourself?
Yeah, my mom is a big help, constantly reminding me why I'm doing what I'm doing, Don't listen to other people. Don't, put your value on things like that.
Yeah.
Also, my sisters are a big help. But it is hard when you have people you haven't spoken to since middle school who still have your number, message you or people that were mean to you and now all of a sudden like you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that it is hard not to kind of put your worth with what you've done.
Yeah.
But I think I would say my mom is a big help with that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you talked a little bit about when you were in school? Like, did you deal with any sort of bullying or negative whatever?
Yeah. So I was homeschooled growing up, but I went to this co-op thing where you'd go in once a week, do your work, come back the next week.
Okay.
But I did go to a competitive dance school or dance studio that had probably 200 girls there, handful of guys, and I competed there for 4 years. And the bullying that was experienced there was not fun. I mean, me and my friends, kids are mean.
Yeah.
Mean for no reason.
Yeah.
You like something that they don't like, they'll make it known for whatever reason. But yeah, those 4 years of competitive dance were not fun. It made me really loathe and hate the sport. I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when this comes out, it's like, oh my God, how are you?
You've started hearing from some of those not so nice people.
I have. And it's like, wow, where was this energy in middle school?
Yeah.
I went through this when we started dating. So, I mean, I can't imagine what you've gone through. But yeah, I mean, even same thing with me when we started dating. I was like, I haven't heard from you since you called me that mean word in high school.
Exactly.
Or since you...
I've found, and everybody's different. You can handle it however, you want to for anyone. But for me, I have found that the way to get back at those people is by freaking killing them with kindness.
Yeah.
Like absolutely destroying them with kindness. There's nothing that has felt better than that.
Yeah.
Because then they sit back and they're like, wow, like I don't even want to address it. I don't even want to address what you did to me, said to me during those days. My work and everything speaks for itself. And on top of that, I'm just going to make you feel stupid by treating you so well. And that has definitely been my favorite way to handle it.
I always feel like too, like, I mean, for anyone that is listening that is being bullied, just like from my experience, from our experience, the people that I feel like get bullied growing up, it just builds this skin on you that, obviously in the moment is horrible. And it's not fun to go through. Bullying is never fun, even as a grown adult, but it definitely just prepares you for life and for life experiences. And, like maybe if you were never bullied, you wouldn't have been able to like handle the rejection of not getting like jobs, you know, like it definitely puts a layer of life experience on you. So if there's, I'm painfully optimistic sometimes. So if there's any positive spin.
Well, the other positive spin that I believe is like, I think if not saying that it's, fun to go through, but I think if you're getting bullied or picked on for whatever reason, most of bullying comes from like people's insecurity, so it means that you're doing something. You're doing something that people are jealous of. You're doing something that they're envious of, or, they wish that they could have. And the easiest thing to do is tear you down instead of them building themselves up to get where you are. It's much easier to tear you down and try and take you down, where they feel comfortable.
Exactly.
So that's another thing I think with bullying is you should honestly take it as a compliment.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Cozy Earth, but we were first introduced to Cozy Earth from their bedding. Their bedding is one of the softest things to walk the face of this earth.
Yeah.
But we recently found out that they have loungewear. I have a pajama set that is one of the most comfortable things. It's stretchy. It's so comfortable. I literally have brought it on all of our trips. It's been to Europe with me twice.
Great travel.
Went to Stagecoach
outfit.
with me. It's my go-to
travel bring for everything because it's cute, but it's also comfortable. And it's truly like the softest thing ever.
Yeah, I need to get more of their stuff.
We
Butter on your body.
butter. Yeah. So we love Cozy Earth, and Cozy Earth has provided an exclusive offer for our listeners today, up to 35% off site-wide when you use code The Squeeze. So head to Cozy Earth and use code The Squeeze for 35% off site-wide.
Wow, that's a great deal.
You want to head into your final question before we?
Yes. Final question. I do have a contract back here. If you could just sign on the dotted line, Emma Myers, that's your name, FYI, for a Twilight Wednesday spinoff.
Oh my God, I would do it.
Starring Enid
She's
and
like, "Give
Jacob
it to me."
Black.
Oh my God.
Can we come together and join forces?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me get the contract.
That
Okay.
would be so fun.
Our last little segment we have is our Lemon 11. It's 11 questions that we love, that we
They're
get
just, fun questions.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to start us off?
Okay. Number 1. What movie or song title best describes your mental health today?
This might be a little dark. I'm going to go with that Radiohead song, How to Disappear Completely.
Ooh,
I
I
like
love
it.
Radiohead.
Love
Are you
Radiohead.
wanting to disappear?
No. Not at all.
Completely.
Not completely.
Okay, I need to go and listen to this now.
It's good. It's sad.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
Back to you being more relatable than Wednesday.
Yeah. Right.
Number 2 is how open are you with people in your life when you're struggling?
I'm pretty open because I try to be a good example for my younger sisters who go through a lot.
Because you're where and
I'm the second oldest, so there's 4 of us.
Okay.
So I have an older sister and 2 younger ones.
okay.
So I try to set that example as best as I can. Sometimes it is a little hard when you're dealing with stuff that none of the other family really knows
Can
how to.
relate to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
but I try as much as I can to be honest about what's going on.
Yeah. All girls.
All girls.
Wow.
That's Taylor's dream.
Yeah. It
He
I-
wants
is.
all girls.
I love my sisters.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Side question off of that quick. Because you grew up in Florida,
Mhm.
when you moved out, you moved not too far away. Was that a decision you actively made?
No, so my dad's job moved up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm
Oh,
still with my
okay.
family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They all came.
They all came, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, makes
that
it
worked
easier
out.
for me.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
worked out great.
No, that
Yeah.
really helps with keeping you grounded,
Mhm.
I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. What is your favorite part of your morning or night routine?
I like reading.
Okay.
So I'll put on I have this really long Spotify playlist full of instrumental like soundtracks or video game music or whatever. I put that on and I read,
I love that.
and
Mm.
that's how I wind down.
Are you a gamer?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
What do you play?
I played a lot of Nintendo growing up.
Shut
So like
up.
Big Zelda. I don't know if anybody knows the games Ace Attorney. They're great. Professor
Ooh.
Layton.
Wow.
Yes. I'm more of a console gamer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Mm.
still have like a Nintendo
I do.
64 or something?
I brought my Switch with me.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
So
I've
cool.
always wanted to try one of those.
Yeah.
I haven't tried one.
The
GameCube was the
Switch.
best.
The GameCube.
GameCube.
I'm also just an only child girl, so I didn't.
Did you even play with your
No,
like neighbor
my
boys and
neighbors. I was
stuff?
the only girl on a street of boys, and they had all of their. But it was like very like Star Wars and like I think I played like Lego Star Wars on. I don't even
That's a
know
good one.
on like Xbox or something.
Yeah.
That was a big one. But it was mainly all like Star Wars related and some sports
And I feel like you went straight to
Oh,
like
and Halo.
Xbox and
and
oh,
Halo.
you did
Yeah,
like
but I
Halo.
was pretty much
Never
just
played Halo.
Really?
Really?
Halo was fun.
That was my dad's game, and I would like hear him playing it at night, and I'd be like, "What are you playing?" As like a 10-year-old, I'd like walk out of my bedroom in my pajamas. So we'd play it sometimes together.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. Okay, number 4 is how has your career impacted your well-being?
Crazy. It's been crazy. But For the most part, I think I'm doing okay with it.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious yet. So,
Yeah. I would just say take it one day at a time
Mhm.
and just enjoy the moment that you're in. It's
Mhm.
so like hard to do that, but that's something that I wish I could go back to so many moments and stop worrying about the next step and stop worrying about the
Yeah.
future and just like soak in the moment. And it seems like you are very much doing that. So I applaud you.
attempting.
All right, number 5. What would you say is the most misunderstood thing about you?
Maybe that I am like Enid.
Yeah.
I have a very laid back, very introverted personality.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people tend to just think I'm like her.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, at Comic-Con, greeting people. I mean, I am quite energetic when I'm greeting people who paid to come see me,
Yeah.
you know? But I think, for the most part, I'm very opposite.
Yeah.
I love it. Number 6 is, what is the greatest advice you've ever received?
Oh, when you audition and then you throw your sides away and you don't think of it ever again.
That's tough to do, but
It's tough.
it's good advice.
It's good advice when I can follow it.
Yeah, exactly.
It is very tough, especially when it's that one thing that you're like, please just call me for.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
But
I know.
it's been actually quite helpful.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. All right, number 7. What does wellness mean to you?
I'd say like just being in line with everything, like having a good routine, having a good view on things, keeping yourself as healthy as you can. So I'd say that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sounds like you're doing that.
Number 8 is, what is your relationship with social media, and do you think it affects your well-being?
It definitely does, and it can. And I actually wrote a paper on this in university about how social media is kind of a form of, it can be an addiction, just like, caffeine,
true.
drugs, whatever.
Sure.
So I definitely do think it does affect my well-being, but I've now I have restrictions on all my apps, time
you?
limits, and stuff like that, so I don't keep sitting and scrolling and just staring at a screen and absorbing all the useless information.
Yeah.
So I think when you learn to put restrictions on yourself, it can learn to benefit from social media.
Yeah.
So I think I've kind of found a good balance of
Yeah.
being on it, but not too much.
Yeah. That's the tricky part, is finding the balance and like,
Having the willpower to do that?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very impressive.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 9, what is your favorite form of self-care? That can be whatever.
Ooh, I love a good bath. I'm a bath over a shower girl.
There you go.
Light a little candle, get a book, get like a bath bomb, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I need to take a bath.
Sunday night routine.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Hey,
need
it's Sunday.
It's true. I'll be in my tub later.
Number 10 is, who has had the most positive impact on your mental health?
Oh, goodness. Well, I think, like I said earlier, my family helps a lot. I'd say my family.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic answer to be able to say that. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least, number 11.
Ooh.
If you could go back to one moment in your life, which moment would that be, and what would you say to yourself?
I'd go back to when I was 14, even though it wasn't too long ago. And I would say, quit dance. You're gonna be fine. Just do it. And you're gonna love acting even more.
Because you were terrified
I was
of quitting.
terrified. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to so badly, but my friends were there. And it's just kind of like once you've gotten a routine in for that long.
Yeah.
I was there for 4 years, and it's hard to quit, but I think I just needed that
Yeah.
push.
Yeah.
And I did, thankfully, because all my friends quit with me. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Helpful.
That's awesome.
This isn't on the 11, but this is my final question. Do you have like a dream, either role or like co-star,
Ooh.
somebody that you would just love to work with.
Oh goodness.
I'm here.
I know. We need to do that spinoff. That's my dream role right there. Wednesday Twilight spinoff. That would be great. I think I would love to do. I know Neil Gaiman he does like adaptations of his books, and I love his books, so I feel like that would be a great project to do.
Yeah,
one of his things.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
So good seeing
so
you.
So fun. You too.
Okay.
Woo! Woohoo!
Yeah.
Painless?
So fun, painless.
Okay,
that was
good.
great.
All right. Well, there you have it. Miss Emma Myers. She puts a smile on my face. I want to literally take her in and hold her right here and protect her from anything negative in this world.
Wrap her in bubble wrap and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you shouldn't do that. You know, you gotta go through it. But I just hope nothing negative ever happens to her.
I know. She's a little angel.
I loved wrapping it up with her answer to, if you could go back to one moment, what moment would that be, and what would you say to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And that for her was to just tell herself that it's okay to quit dance and it's okay to take this risk.
Yeah, I know you're afraid to quit dance and, pursue acting, but
yeah, because you have this like wild dream, like these wild goals, whatever it is. It's so true for each and every one of us. We have these dreams and these ideas and these passions and what we really want to be doing. And sometimes our fear, keeps us from doing that. My parents say this to me all the time. It came from somebody before, but it's very true. And now I'm going to butcher it. It's, if you aim at nothing, you're going to hit nothing. So just imagine this target. And if you don't step up to the line, square away, and aim at your target and take the shot, I can guarantee you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not going to hit your target.
Yeah.
So why not just take the shot?
Yeah.
And if you miss your target, fine. It will, probably help guide you onto the next step.
Yeah.
On the path of your life. Or it will be a learning experience. It's going to be something.
Yeah.
But if you aim at nothing, that's what you're going to hit. Nothing.
Yeah. Don't let fear hold that back, for sure.
Yeah.
I love that, hon.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from.
That was great.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love that. But thank you guys for listening and joining into our episode. Be sure to follow us at The Squeeze. We also have Lemons by Tay, and of course Taylor Lautner and Tay Lautner. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and give us that little thumbs up.
Please
Leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Maybe what your answer to the Citrus Got Real question was, because that was probably one of my freaking favorite questions that we've had so far with Emma.
Yes. If you were, just a reminder, if anybody forgot, if you were randomly arrested with no explanation, what would your family and friends, the closest people to you, guess that you were arrested for?
Yeah. Such a good
comment on our YouTube.
Yeah.
What your answer to that question would be.
Yeah. That's a great one.
So good.
As always, we have our email, lautner.thesqueezepodcast@gmail.com, where you can send us guest recommendations, ideas, your stories. We love reading them. And most importantly, just continue to share your journey with us, with those around you, loved ones, and send our show to a friend that you think could use a little extra squeeze in their life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love you. We love you, Emma. And we love you, Lemon Drops.
Woo! See you next week.
Toodles.
This This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation.